Alright, so let's talk a little bit about Yorick. So for this example, I went ahead and I stripped out all hue and saturation variation. Well, mostly just hue variation. So, looks okay, kind of alright. Also, maybe a little bit like poison, you know. It's kind of funny because as I was doing this example, I realized in World of Warcraft, you know, the Legion magic, the undead magic, actually, this actually fits that pretty well because it's like pretty much green. Like it is the green magic in the game and it's undead and it works great. So for us, we have in League of Legends we have Shadow Isles magic, and Shadow Isles magic more follows the palette of Yorick right here that you see, like in his cape, and you know the mottled like bruised colors like the cyans and stuff like that, with green as well. So basically, this is the one-note version, right? Now, what's funny about this version, and this is like, you know, you can see you can see all the hues I used. It actually doesn't feel too terrible. But this is the funny thing about hues, is if you're not careful, your values will confuse you and make you think that everything is fine, that everything is working, that you've got good hierarchy going. And the values, meaning the lights and the darks, can actually bury the hues underneath them. So that's why I put the fade out here at the top. Because if you read across the top here, there's actually not a big difference between all of them. But trust me, underneath, I went ahead and saturated everything like crazy, which gives it this sort of dissonance. It's not quite right. And so just be aware of what's going on with the colors underneath the values that you've got laid down. Of course, do your values first and get good grayscale going. But when you start layering on color, try to avoid doing high saturation colors right next to each other, like I did here. Alright, so here's the version that we have in the game, and here they all are together. So yeah, so basically, you know, you can see we've got, you know, the highlight here, it's like really cyan, and then you've got the mottled greens and blues, and they're kind of chilling out. They're slightly more saturated, especially the blues, slightly more saturated around the outer edges, but it's really dark, and so it's dark and saturated, which still gives us what we need. You don't always have to have your saturated colors sing with high values. Sometimes you can mix and match.